Hello everyone! In today's video we will be covering all of the L shapes from the speed solving wiki, and that's where you have the little L shape on the top here. And there's 3 of these. 2 of them will have a bar when you put your L in the back, and then 1 of them won't. So you'll notice that here's our L, and here's our L, and here's our L, and then this one has a bar, this one has a bar, and this one doesn't have a bar. So first you will have one without a bar on it, so you have a bar and some headlights instead of, or you'll have a pair here and headlights instead of a bar. And then of the 2 that have a bar, one of them will have headlights in the back, if you orient it like this, so you put your L in the back. So you'll have a bar and either headlights facing away from the bar, or you'll have a bar and a pair on the side that's not part of your J, or your L. So the first case you won't have a bar, and this is case number 48 and 47 from the Speed Solving Wiki. The next case you'll have a bar and then a set of headlights on the back, and this is case number 53 and 54. And the third one is you'll have a bar and you won't have headlights, and you'll have a pair on the right hand side, and this pair is not part of the J. So you have a bar and a pair instead of bar and headlights. And this is case number 49 and 50 from the Speed Solving Wiki. We're going to start with this one, the one without the bar. Let's get started. This case is case number 48 and 47 from the Speed Solving Wiki, and this one's recognizable because you don't have the bar. So if you have a L case or a J case and you don't have a bar, you know it's this case. And another way to recognize it is you will have a set of headlights on the left or the right hand side, and still you won't have a bar. And basically what we're going to do is, this is a cycle of the F sexy move F prime. So if you do F sexy move F prime, well, if you do that 6 times, it will recycle the OLL. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do that twice. And you can cancel out. So if you do multiple F sexy move F prime moves, you can do an F sexy move F prime, and then F sexy move F prime, F sexy move F prime. Well, you don't need to do the middle F move. So you can do F sexy move. Well, you don't have to do an F prime just to do an F again. So you can cancel those out. So if you need to do 2 iterations of this, we will do an F, and then 2 sexy moves, and then undo your F move, and that will solve this case. So we're going to orient it where our J's in the back, you'll have your headlights, and then you'll have your bar facing you. And we're going to perform our F sexy move F prime on this bar. So we'll put our J in the back and our headlights on the left or the right, and then we're going to start the F sexy move F prime on the not headlight side. So in this case, here's our bar. We'll do an F, 2 sexy moves, and then F prime. Solves your case. So again, here's our L case, or L shape. Here's our 2 pieces next to each other, and our headlights. So we're going to form an F move, double sexy move, and undo the F move. And we covered this in the T1 case videos, and really this is the only way, the best way to solve this case is just to F, double sexy move, and then F prime. F, double sexy move, F prime. And that gives you this case. Here's your bar, F, double sexy move, F prime. We'll solve that case. And how you perform this case is you just regrip, F, double sexy, and undo your F with a thumb. So that's really the only execution. It's a pretty simple case. And at speed. The next set of cases we have are case number 49 and 50 from the Speed Solving Wiki, and this is where you have a bar on the side and you have a pair on your back 2 rows. So you'll either have a bar and some headlights, or you'll have a pair and a full bar and a pair, and this is the full bar pair scenario. And there's a left hand right version of this. So here's the one with the bar and the pair on the right hand side, and here's the one with the bar and the pair on the left hand side. And the same concept is going to apply for both of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to place our J in the back and our bar on the left or the right. So for the left hand version, or the right hand version, we're going to put our J in the back, and here's our bar on the right, and here's our J in the back, and in this case the bar is on the left. So basically your pair is going to be facing you. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the side with the bar, and we're going to start with this. So here's our bar, and we're going to start moving with this bar side. So we're not going to mess with these initially. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to kick this pair up, and then we're going to kick the other side up just like we did using this buffer spot. So we'll move it all the way to the back and then push it. So now we have these two up, and then we'll reinsert this one. So we have to move our buffer slot all the way over here and reinsert this, and then we move our buffer slot again to reinsert this one. And that solves that case. So again, we're using this top face as an empty buffer so we can move these things back and forth. So we'll use this as a buffer to kick this out. Then we'll kick the other one out the same way we just did. So we'll move this buffer slot back and kick that out. And then we're going to reinsert this by using this buffer piece. And then we're going to reinsert this block by using our buffer piece. So here's a buffer piece. Move it back all the way down to this face. So if you put this buffer piece on this face, then you can move this face as much as you want and it's not going to affect anything. So then we'll solve our block and then solve the cross. So one more time, we'll take this pair and this, or this slot, or this row, and this row is your bar. So we're taking the slot with a bar here. We'll take that and push this up. We'll push this one up, and then we'll reinsert this one, and then we'll reinsert this one, and that solves your case. So the right hand version of this is with the bars on the right and your pairs facing towards you, or your two next to each other facing toward you. We're going to take this bar and we're going to kick. When you have the J in the back, you're always going to be kicking this one up first. So here's our bar. We'll kick this pair up. We'll do the same thing for the other one, and then we'll insert and then insert. That solves that case. So the left hand side of this is we take our bar now is on the left hand side, so we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to do it on the left hand side. So here's our empty slot, buffer slot, so we're going to kick this pair out. We're going to use the same buffer slot to kick the back pair out, and then we're going to insert this using this buffer slot, and then we're going to insert this using this buffer slot. So it's a regripless L. You don't need to perform any regrips for this. Again, we'll take our bar, we'll orient it like this so you have your pair facing you, and here's the J in the back and the bars on the left or the right, and then we're going to take this whole top row and use it as a buffer to do basically this. That's all we're doing with this hand. So we'll kick it out, then we'll kick this one out, and then we'll reinsert this one, and then we'll reinsert that one. And how you execute this is it's completely regripless, and all you're doing is doing some pulls and some pushes with this finger here, and this side is moving like this. So we kick this pair out, insert this pair, and then insert this pair again. So one more time. Here's the left-hand version of it. Here's your bar, here's your J, here's your two next to each other. So we'll start with this side. So we're going to kick this pair out. We're going to kick the back pair out with a push. So we're pushing down here. And then we're going to push here or pull, and then we're reinserting this block by pulling this right here. So again, how you execute that is you're assuming it's on the left. We're going to pull it out, push it, and then our finger's right here, so we're going to pull down with our finger when we get. So for the right hand version, here's our bar, here's our pair. We're going to kick it out, push it out, and then our finger's right here, so we're going to get ready to pull it in, and then pull it in, and that will solve your case. And at speed. The last case we're going to cover is case number 53 and 54 from the speed solving wiki, and that's where you have your bar, but instead of having two next to each other, you'll have a set of headlights facing away from the bar. And we've covered one of these solutions in the Sune video. So if you've watched my Sune video, you should know by now that this is a double fat anti-Sune, and you can cancel a couple moves out to solve this case. But there are actually three ways that I solve this case, and it kind of depends on how you cue which one you choose. The Sune version way to solve this is basically we're doing a double fat anti-Sune. So Sune is when you take a pair out, move it over, and insert it with a 2. A fat version is you take it out, move it over, and then insert the whole fat piece with a 2. And an anti version is you take it out with a 2 and you insert it with a 1. So a double fat anti-Sune is basically you're doing a fat anti-Sune, so fat anti-Sune, and you're doing 2 of those. And that allows you to cancel a couple moves out because you don't have to do this part and this part So this part of the first anti-Sune and this part of the second anti-Sune, you can cancel those moves out. So basically what you're doing is you're taking this out with the 2, moving it over 1, and then taking this one out. So this pair here, you'll just take that out, pretend you're taking it out, and then move this over and insert it with a single move. So that's, you're just canceling a couple moves out. So you're doing a double, fat, regular sexy move, anti-Sune. Because in order to cancel a couple moves out, you do a take it out with a 2, move it over, and then just do a sexy move on this pair, and then insert this with a normal insertion, like a fat anti-Sune. So how you'd orient that is you place your bar in front of you, and here's your L case, or L shape, and this is the corner, this is the island piece that we care about. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start with the double fat anti-Sune in a canacorda direction from this island piece. So we're going to start with this block here. So if our L was here, and this was our island piece, then we would start the double fat on this block here. But instead, here's our L, here's our island piece, we'll start with this. So we'll take it out with the 2, sexy move, and all we're doing is canceling a couple moves out. So here's our island piece. If we just do a double, or a fat anti-Sune, and then another fat anti-Sune, then that solves the case, but you can cancel a couple of those moves out. So again, here's our L case, here's our island piece. We'll look at the opposite corner of the island, and we'll do a double fat anti-Sune on this by canceling a couple moves out. So we'll double, basically just perform a sexy move here, and then insert with that. So that solves your case. And I went over that in my Sune video if you want more information on how to perform that specific case. The other way that you can solve this case is by performing a combination of the T cases, and we went over the T cases. They're pretty simple. The first T case is you just do F, sexy move, F prime. You should know that by now. And the second T case is you take a pair out, and then you insert it with a sledgehammer. So if you combine those two, you can solve this case. And this is the easiest way to remember how to do this case. I don't think it's the fastest way, but it is the easiest way to remember how. And you orient it like this, so you have your J in the back, and then your bars on the right or the left. And again, we're going to start with the corner opposite from your island piece. So here's your island, or here's your L, here's your island piece. So this is your corner. So we're going to perform a T1 case, which is the F, sexy move, F prime. And then now you can tell it gave you your T2 case. So our T2 case is you take a pair out, move it over, and then insert it with a sledgehammer, and that solves your case. So again, we will orient it like this. Here's our headlights, and here's our bar. So we'll start with the corner, caddy corner from the island piece. So here's our island piece. We'll start with this one. So we'll do our T1, and then you can tell this gives you a T2 case. So if you know it's coming, if you know it's T1 and T2, then you can do T1 and then T2. So again, you would regrip T1 and then push with your T1 because you know you're going to have to take this one out and insert. So how you would execute that is you would regrip, perform your T1, and then push in the last F prime move, and then T2, you take this pair out. Your finger's right here, so when you push over, you're getting ready for your sledgehammer, and that would solve the case. So that's the second way to solve that case. The third way to solve this case, and this is something that I just found, I haven't seen it on the speed solving wiki, I couldn't find it anywhere, but I did when I was learning my own OLL algs. Basically what I would do is I would do something, and then I would take a pair out and then reinsert it in a different way to see what case it gave me, and then I'll do the inverse of that, and that's how I found this solution for this case. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to perform a sledgehammer to take a pair out. So you're taking a pair out by sledgehammering something from the top layer. So you're sledgehammering to take a pair out, and then we're going to insert this from the back. So if you put this pair here, and we perform this insert, which I went over in my Advanced F2L series, it's when you have your non-oriented pair, it's sitting in the back and it needs to be inserted in the front. We're going to perform this. So you R2 to line the pair up, move that out of the way, fix your block, and then solve. So again, we are sledgehammering, moving it to the back, and then reinserting just like that. And that will also solve this case. And this is, I remember this the most just because it's the one that I found. And how you remember what to do is you place your bar in front of you, or you orient your bar so that it's in front of you and your L case is in the back. And then you're going to start the sledgehammer on part of the J case or the L case. So if your L was like this and your bar was here, then you would start on this side. But since our L case is here, we're going to start in this. So we're basically sledgehammering these two pieces. And then here's our pair. So we're going to put them in the back. Then we're going to insert with that insertion, and that will solve that case. So the left-hand version of that, or the right-hand version of that, is you have your J or your L, and then here's our edge piece, so here's our bar. So here's our edge piece that we're going to be sledgehammering. So we're sledgehammering our edge piece that's on the left or the right. So we'll do a sledgehammer, put this pair in the back, and then we'll insert it with that insert. And that solves your case. And how you would execute that is basically you're just doing a sledgehammer, U2, and then you're right here. So this does require another rear up to flip over. So again, here's our L shape, here's our bar. We're going to sledgehammer this piece, U2, and then insert like that. We'll solve that case. And the Sune version at speed, the T1, T2 version at speed, and the sledgehammer version at speed. That's it for the L shapes from the Speed Solving Wiki, and the next set of videos we're going to cover are, they call them night moves, but basically they look like a big L instead of a little L. So we just covered the little L ones, and these are the night move ones or the big L ones. So I'll refer to them both ways. And there are two of these. We will cover these in the next video. If you had any questions or comments on the L shapes in this video, leave them in the comment section below. And until then, happy cubing.